Welcome to Corner Cafe, your local Christian music program
designed to bring you talented Colorado Christians, singer-songwriters, and worship bands you might not know about.
Check 1, 2.
Sorry, folks, this will just take a second.
Our goal here is to provide them with vital exposure and keep you in tune with Colorado's thriving Christian music scene. This is the Corner Cafe on 810 KLVZ, where love lives.
Up into the car, lift me up, lift me up, higher than before, higher than I've known. Lift me up, lift me up.
Welcome to Corner Cafe. We bring you the story and heart behind the artist with music variety, and we have a very special guest on tonight's show. You may have heard of him, Joel Smallbone, with the band For King and Country. I'm so excited, Jamie. How about you?
Hey, Rachel, I couldn't be more thrilled. It is awesome. It is such a privilege to have Joel here, and we're excited. We're ready to roll.
We are ready to roll. This movie that he is in, Priceless, is amazing. Looking forward to talking about it. But we're going to listen to the song Priceless by For King and Country. Here it is on the cafe.
Mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, telling those lies, pointing out your flaws. That isn't who you are. That isn't who you are. It might be hard to hear, but let me tell you, dear, if you could see what I could see, I know you would believe that isn't who you are. There's more to who you are. So when it's late, you're wide awake, too much to take. Don't shift and forget that in the pain, you can be brave and say, I see you dressed in white, every wrong made right. I see you rose and bloom at the sight of you. So priceless, irreplaceable, unmistakable, incomparable, darling, it's beautiful. I see it all in you. So priceless. No matter what you've heard, this is what you're worth. More than all the money or the diamonds and pearls. Oh, this is who you are. Yeah, this is who you are. So when it's late, you're wide awake, too much to take. Don't shift and forget that in the pain, you can be brave and say, I see you dressed in white, every wrong made right. I see you rose and bloom at the sight of you. So priceless, irreplaceable, unmistakable, incomparable, darling, it's beautiful. I see it all in you. So priceless. Sisters, we can start again. Give honor to the end, love. We can start again. Brothers, we can start again. Give honor to the end, yeah. We can start again. I see you dressed in white, every wrong made right. I see you rose and bloom at the sight of you. So irreplaceable, unmistakable, incomparable, darling, it's beautiful. I see it all in you. So priceless, yeah. I see you just
And that was Priceless by For King and Country. And we are thrilled, absolutely thrilled, to have Joel Smallbone on the line. Welcome to the cafe, Joel.
Good to be at the cafe. I only wish we were sitting at a literal cafe this morning.
I know. And then we'd have our coffee. And what kind of coffee do you drink, Joel? Do you drink coffee?
I'm actually more of a tea drinker, that kind of British Commonwealth coming out in me.
Oh, he sounds like me. I love tea.
Yeah,
That's
I love
hot
tea too. I love yerba mate tea. Have you heard of that?
Ooh,
Joel?
yes.
No. I'm a Rooibos. A Rooibos tea fan.
Okay, a Rooibos.
Yeah.
Rooibos
Okay.
is good too. Healthy for you as
I
well.
still don't know how to spell it,
Right.
but it's good.
Or pronounce it. So Joel, Jamie and I saw the movie a couple nights ago, and
Yes.
we were just floored about how excellent this was. The acting, the writing, everything, the script. What got you to be interested in sex trafficking, and what sparked the idea for this film?
Yeah, we kind of have to go back, Rachel, to the beginning of the band, because it really was born out of the music in some ways, in that one of the things that, as Luke and I were starting out, Luke had just gotten married, and I actually met my now wife at his wedding. It was a setup, and she was kind of a wedding crasher, and it worked. It stuck. And so simultaneously we started playing shows, and this idea of chivalry and love and relationships and romance, commitment, these were all themes that were very near and dear to our hearts at the time, as they are now. And so we kind of took about 30, 45 seconds in the show and shared a simple message, first of all to men, charging us to love extraordinarily, and then to ladies saying that you deserve to be treated with the utmost respect and honor. And it was exciting but almost alarming to see the response from particularly young people, our generation, almost seemed like they're starving for this affirmation. And one of the tangible things that we did, and still do, is we brought over a whole bunch of Australian coins. We framed them and we made necklaces out of them. And we called it the Priceless necklace. And it stood and stands as a reminder to us that a woman is worth more than all the money in the world. And so to date, we've seen, I think, about 300,000 plus folks rally around this cause.
Wow.
And so it really has hit a nerve. And we went to our brother Ben about 3 years ago now. We said, look, Ben's a filmmaker, and so we said, we feel like there's a story that needs to be told here. What about taking this message to the silver screen? And his eyes kind of lit up. And he said, look, he recalled an old documentary that he was part of editing that has always stuck with him. And so we pulled the inspiration from that true story, kind of married it to this Priceless movement. And from Jamie, from Rachel, from inception of the story to acting in it, and Luke, who's the other half of For King Country, my brother, he was one of the producers, and now to promoting it and releasing it this weekend. We've sort of been a part of every piece of the journey, and it's just been, we've led more for this project than arguably ever any other that we've ever done, but it's been incredibly exciting to see men and women, boys and girls kind of support this story and this message and this gritty thriller love story.
Yeah, and I do believe, sadly in our culture, chivalry and that idea of a woman being priceless and, just the true love, I believe that God, he loves us unconditionally, but too, he has placed that in a man and a woman to have that. Mm-hmm. It's been lost in this culture, unfortunately. And I love that you guys are rallying that, and you paired it with this sex trafficking thing too, which is so sad. It's unbelievable to think that this is going on today in this day and age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, well, one of the questions we asked was, well, if this is the Priceless movement, what's the antithesis of that? And simply said, it's that love can be bought, or that, pleasure can be bought. And so James, my character, as we were sort of crafting the story, we really felt strongly that he needs to be an American. So I had to drop as you noticed, I dropped the Aussie dialect.
Yeah, we love your Aussie accent, by the way.
Thank you. It's funny because most of the other characters were actually adopting accents to represent their roles in the film, and I was losing mine, so it was a bit backwards. But James is a normal bloke, and we wanted to portray him that way. He's a normal fella, he's an American. He just lost his wife in a tragic accident and derailed, really, after that. Was in and out of prison, couldn't hold a steady job, and his daughter, as a result, was taken from him by child services, and in an effort to get his life back on track, really, he takes a transportation job to drive a box truck, a pretty great distance across the United States, straight through, no questions asked, doesn't know what he's hauling. And in the middle of the night, he actually falls asleep at the wheel and kind of veers off the road. And as he's out surveying the truck for any damage, he hears crying in the back, and he realizes very quickly it's not what he's carrying, but who. He's got two young ladies in the back of the truck. So he invites them into the cab, and they think they're coming to be a maid and a waitress, and so he takes them at their word. But no, he really sees a strength and a dignity and a character in the elder of the two sisters on that road trip that he's very much drawn to. But no sooner than that, he gets to the drop-off point, and he meets a man by the name of Garo, who's played by Jim Perrick from Suicide Squads and Fury, opposite Brad Pitt, and he loses the girls, and incidentally, as I said, realizes he sold them into slavery, and from there on, he has a dilemma. He meets a man by the name of Dale, who's played by David Koechner from Anchorman and The Office, and they kind of become partners in crime or detective team in an effort to try and recover the girls. But all the while, Antonia, the elder of the two sisters, her strength and dignity and faith is really in a lot of ways impacting him and changing him kind of from the inside out.
Right. Well, what we really liked about it, too, it wasn't what you call Christian fluff. This was, you guys did the real deal. This is reality, and it wasn't glossed over, which we really appreciate. Joel, we're going to take a listen to your song, Fix My Eyes, and we'll come back out of that song and talk more about the film and what you're up to. So here it is.
Great.
Stand face to face with the younger me. Differently. I'd live like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the battle. Stand tall but above it all. Fix my everybody knows it, everybody knows but the road less traveled is hard to walk. Everybody knows it, everybody knows. It takes a soldier who knows his orders to walk the walk I'm supposed to walk. And live like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak out for freedom. Find faith in the battle. Stand tall but above it all. Fix my eyes on you. On you. The things of earth are dimming in the light of your glory and grace. I'll set my sights upon heaven. I'm fixing my eyes on you. I'm fixing my eyes on you. I'm fixing my eyes. Love like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother.
was Fix My Eyes by For King and Country on the cafe, and we have Joel Smallbone on the line. Joel, you were talking about the film Priceless. Jamie and I loved it. Mm-hmm. What organization, as Corner Cafe, we want to partner with the sex trafficking organization. What organization, if the film has an organization that you partner with, or can you give us some tips on how the listeners can, and the Corner Cafe can start to really make a difference in this sex trafficking? Because it's kind of an overwhelming problem, and I think sometimes we want to just bury our head in the sand and just say, oh, that's not happening, but it is happening.
Yeah. One of the beautiful things about the film is, I love movies. I love music, and movies are kind of my two passions in the arts. And I remember years ago when I watched Braveheart for the first time with Mel Gibson, and this, I wanted, at the end of the film, I wanted to put on a kilt and get a sword and yell freedom from the rooftops. And there's this film has this uncanny way to inspire us to change, or a different way of thinking, or a different mindset. And our sense is that this film does just that. And we felt it so strong at the end that we actually put a bit of a call to action. Yeah. One, kind of this, asking ourselves the internal question and having the conversation of who are we, and are we, whether it's as men through pornography or through objectifying a woman, are we sort of feeding the monster of this problem? And then what's our global responsibility? So the partners that we've set up are all hosted on the website pricelessmovement.com, which is where the film actually ends at. That's kind of the call to action, if you will, at the end of the film. And you can get there's a long list of great organizations that we've partnered with, both in the production of the film and then in the awareness of the film, to really start that conversation and put people on the ground to help restore the family, help break the cycle, help get women off the streets and beyond.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow, that's so powerful, Joel. It's funny that you mentioned the character James, because I was just going to almost call you James instead of Joel, because I was so enamored with your character. And my question is, when I was watching the film, I got really engrossed with James, because I believe what you're trying to portray in the movie was to make sure that everyone related to James and have a heart and a mentality like James, to actually not just sit back and just watch, but to actively do something. Is that what you were trying to portray in the movie?
Well, yeah, there's part of it that is that, and there's another part of it that he is really radically impacted by two things. One, radically impacted by the strength and the dignity and the courage of a woman. Mm-hmm. But she's really, in a lot of ways, a hero in the film. But also that in the action of doing good, so often we sit back and we say, I'm just not a good person, or I want to do more good things, or I want to train my mind, don't want to think about these awful things. But there's something about in the action of doing good and getting out of the way and loving on people, and sort of in a society that is so pushed towards have it your way, be your own individual, be your own kind of, this is all about you. Mm-hmm. That the most joyful people I've found are the ones that are able to get out of that driver's seat and look towards heaven, or look towards other people, to really live their lives for another. There's a great line midway through the film, if you remember, where David Koechner, who plays Dale, says to my character James, hey, you can't go back to normal after this. And that's the call to action. That's the, hey, as men, there comes a point where you have that pinnacle moment. You say, you know what? Yes, I'm still going to be faulty. I'm still going to fail, but I don't want to go back to normal. I want to be extraordinary. I want to love well.
Right.
That's good.
And, with this problem, the sex trafficking, we can't sit back and just pretend that this isn't happening. We got to do something about this. We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back. We're talking with Joel Smallbone with For King and Country. Stay tuned.
God promises to give us abundant life, but that doesn't mean we can drop the cross. Hi, I'm Nick Vujicic at lifeandoutlimbs.org. The numbers are mind-boggling. Estimates say that in the 2,000 years since Christ, 70 million Christians have been martyred. That means that for the past 100 years, over 51 Christ followers have been put to death every hour. My heart breaks for my suffering brothers and sisters, and their adversity is also a reality check for me. Ever hear the term first world problems? It's when you get frustrated because your iPhone won't send a text or your hairdresser is late. I confess that I waste so much energy on these first world issues and don't spend nearly enough energy praying for those who are suffering for their faith. Jesus said, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." It's unlikely that many of us will be martyred for our faith, but if we want to follow Jesus Christ, we can't be afraid to carry our cross. And we can do that with joy, knowing that the joy of heaven lies ahead. So let's pray for those who are suffering for the sake of Jesus right now. Dear God, please pour out your strength, courage, and love on those who, because of their faith, have been denied a place in this world. Renew their hope that they have a place in your kingdom. Amen.
Please join Nick Vujicic in thanking your station for providing this daily spot each day. At Life Without Limbs, we are grateful.
Welcome back to Corner Cafe, and we are sharing the story and heart behind the movie Priceless. The lead actor, Joel Smallbone, is on the line. And Joel, we just love what you have to say about changing the culture, changing men to really, and women, to stand up for a great cause and be called to action to make a difference in our society and honor each other, really just honor what God has created, his creation, each other. I mean, that's what we're put on the earth to do. So Joel, what would you say the response of your tour and the song Priceless and the movie, what is the common response to this cause, and what have people been sharing with you about that?
Well, one of the beautiful things is we find ourselves in a very interesting spot, actually, even as of today, in that last weekend was the national theatrical release for the film. And so up until that point, no one really, we'd done screenings, and, folks like yourself had seen been able to click a little link. But really, beyond that, we've not been able to take it to the people. And so it was really inspiring to get the response and hear people, standing ovations after the film, and people just hearing crying after the film, just hearing these stories, people standing up and giving testimonials in the theaters about the reality of what's happened to them and how this impacted them. Artists and bands and notable folks rally around this cause. We just released a video, kind of a viral video last night called "I Am Priceless," and it has Candace Cameron Bure and Angela Johnson, the comedian, and Caitlin Crosby, the founder of Giving Keys, and all these ladies, Sadie Robinson, come out and say, hey, we want to be part of kind of voicing this ideology to the culture. And so, and not to mention even just, we got the headline yesterday that the Priceless is the #1 new indie film in America. So it just feels like when you can tag things with passion and heart and tell a story that's relevant and that is inspirational, that people respond, and that's what we're seeing on the ground. So we encourage you. Obviously, you've both seen it, but we encourage you that are listening to grab a mate, grab a few friends, come out to the theaters with us, and be a part of this inspirational story, and stepping forward into culture and family and future with our heads held high.
Right. You know what? Man, I'm gonna have to give a shout out to you, Joel. I was watching the movie. I was like, man, this guy is a pretty good actor.
Very good.
Do you have like some Oscar buzz around this for you? I mean, you did a really good job, man. I was really impressed.
Very kind, Jamie. No. Well, I got to hand it to the other actors because they're very notable actors and very experienced actors, and I was certainly coming in as the novice, and rather than sort of belittling me or, sort of speaking down to me even on screen, they really rallied around me and built me up. And so I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of what they did. I'm very proud of what I was able to contribute. But it really is what I love about filmmaking and music is it's the sum of a bunch of great parts. It's the story, it's the producers, it's the actors, it's the crew that are able to bring this beautiful thing to life.
Well, you did a great job. You have nothing to be ashamed of, and you should be proud of it. You did an excellent job. All you guys, from the director to the script to everything. It was just great. The music, theme, it was just great. Excellent movie. Excellent movie.
Yeah, and Joel, you have a film in your future, another film that we're going to be looking forward to seeing?
Well, to be determined. I think if there was, some projects that I just wanted that weren't maybe as anchored as this in the King Country brand, but that I could just, jump on location for a few weeks and be a part of it, then if it was the right story and sentiment, absolutely. And we're already having these discussions internally with our brother Ben, who directed it, and his film company as to, what's the next layer of this? What's the next story to be told?
Right.
So, yes, but we kind of want to stay in Priceless land for a little bit longer before we start looking too far down the road.
Yeah, well, you guys are so talented and gifted. Thank you for just using your gifts in film and music and everything.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring. So keep up the good work, and thank you for coming on the Cafe.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
We hope to keep in touch with you guys. I heard from Lance that you guys will be in Colorado Springs coming up for Christmas. Is that correct?
Yes, this is true. This is very true. So maybe we'll see you. We'll see you live at the. It's a kind of a. It's a night for King and Country celebrating Christmas. Lauren Daigle's going to be with us, and yeah, it's going to be very thrilling.
Well, good. We'll have to get our listeners out there, and Jamie will definitely announce that on our entertainment portion of the show coming up later on with all the details. So, Joel.
Absolutely.
Once again, thank you. Thank you for all your hard work and what you're doing, and we'll see you hopefully at your Christmas concert.
Yeah, I will definitely plan to get out there.
Thank you both for the time. Rachel, Janie, really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Joel.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning into the Cafe. We'll go to a quick break. Stay tuned.
Healthy masculinity is a fragile gift, intentionally passed down from one generation of men to the next. Any misstep can lead to damaged men and to poor leaders, husbands, or fathers. This is Author Talk. Here's best-selling author Rick Johnson with an excerpt from his new book, A Man in the Making, Strategies to Help Your Son Succeed in Life.
Perhaps the best way to teach boys self-discipline is to ensure they have a good work ethic. Boys develop confidence through masculine chores that increase their skills and abilities, best learned under the guidance of a father or other older male. And teaching your son the self-discipline of delayed gratification, saving and buying with cash, will bless him and his family his entire life.
Author Rick Johnson with an excerpt from his new book, A Man in the Making. Author Talk is a presentation of Revell. For more information, visit revellbooks.com. That's revellbooks.com.
Passing on our faith involves spending time with our kids. Trace Embry warns, with all the time spent on digital devices, the time is gone. This is Licensed to Parent.
Today's young people are too often using their digital devices to amuse themselves into imbecility, while we parents are too often using these same gadgets to turn the American dream into the American nightmare. And the result? More and more families are failing to put enough margin in their lives to effectively pass on their faith to their kids. Psalm 78 is a great biblical reference to help put some of this in perspective. It's a long chapter that discusses the importance of passing on our faith to the next generation. To give our kids and grandkids the best chance of experiencing eternal life, both in the here and now and the there and then, we must be intentional to share with them the history and truth of God and His Word.
Trace is the founder and director of Shepherd's Hill Academy. See how they help families at licensedtoparent.org.
Welcome back to Corner Cafe, and this is where we share the heart and story of an artist with music variety. And Jamie, isn't Joel just a wonderful guy? He's super humble.
Absolutely.
And just you could tell he is really all about getting this message out.
Yep.
And really changing the culture. In Corner Cafe, I'm going to say we're going to do this as a radio show. We're going to partner with a sex trafficking organization. We're going to go onto their website and take a look at that and just get involved.
Yeah, extend our heart, extend our hand, and extend whatever means that we have to be a blessing to get that message out there. It's very, very, very important.
Right. Well, we're going to take a listen. Up first is Rachel Washington with Warrior.
Yes.
And that's what we need to be, warriors for this cause. So here it is.
Then he that is in the world, he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. But I come in the name of the Lord. This passion that burns within me goes further than the eye can see. See, I was born with the right to fight for the kingdom, even if it costs my life. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the enemy. In darkness we can't see. You better get back on your knees before we had you in hell, saying, water please. I go, ready to fight till the day that I die. I go, ain't no stopping me when I'm fighting for my king. Some of y'all might lose your life. Came to a spiritual battle with a knife. The devil's goal is to sift you, divide and conquer the church. That's what he plans to do. That's why we need to all chill out with all these games. The time is now. The day is here. I said we living in the last days. What are you gonna do? Ready to fight till the day that I die. Ain't no stopping me when I'm fighting for my king. When I wake up in the morning, never gets a little scared and says, man, she's up. He knows I don't be playing, but training and take his kingdom down. So late in the middle of the night, not a creature stirring, not even the mice. You find me up, you find me crunk. No more never getting drunk. Look at you, what you gonna do? Never coming to play with you. Then I'll leave you all alone, no house, no home is now you're dead and gone. But ever since I gave my life, I told the Lord I'll fight and fight. Send me, I'll go, rain, sun, sleet or snow. But if I had you in my crew, do you know the kind of things that we could do? We'll set God's kingdom ablaze, your kind of glory will reign. Now that's some danger, man, fighting like the Power Rangers, man. I'll be that red one, fighting till the Lord come. Don't be sleep on them Power Rangers, man. You know, I go, hard. I go, hard. I go, hard.
China shop. My words the bull. You follow them around like a matador.
My heart, the giving tree.
My words the boy. We cut and carve and take what was never ours. Either day, some week and weekend. Let your silver see. Referee our dead demands. Now here's the plan. We'll make amends when we finally find where the sidewalk ends. It will be just like the carousel, our baggage turns. We spun so fast sky and makes the sun sing dim.
Surely we'll find a reason to feel better.
And that was The Weathering with Shel Silverstein on Corner Cafe. And they're in China. We played them before. It's a husband and wife team.
Awesome.
Used to live in Colorado Springs. So speaking of Colorado Springs, we're going to give a reminder to our listeners that For King and Country is going to be in Colorado Springs for Christmas concert.
December 13th, yes. And we're going to try to get a group down there. We're going to go ourselves and be a part of it. So we want to see you out there as well. That's going to be great.
Yeah, so stay
World
tuned.
Arena, yes. Thank you, Tracy. At the World Arena, December 13th. Yes, that's going to be a great time.
Yeah, and so up next, though, is Under the Sun. You know, I'm going to miss the sunny weather, so I'm trying to play, some warm music, but this is actually a romantic tune. Ooh La La.
Ooh.
Here it is.
La La.
Further along we will fly, and we'll write the name across the sky. And in my arms you'll never be cold. And I'll dress your soul with silver and gold. And I'll meet you on the rooftop. We'll twist and swirl like the ocean curls. And beauty for ashes we will know. Sail the horizon till kingdom come. Ooh la la, que bonita, you got my love. Mírala, que linda. Ooh la la, que bonita, you got my love. Mírala, que linda. I got lost in the way of all that you do and all the things you don't say. In your arms I'll never be cold. You dress my soul with silver and gold. And ooh, you must have seen a light. We'll sail the horizon till kingdom come. Ooh la la, que bonita, you got my love. Mírala, que linda. Ooh la la, que bonita, you got my love. Mírala, que linda. Que bonita, you got my love. Mírala, que linda. Ooh la la, que bonita, you got my love. Mírala, que linda. Ooh la la, que bonita, you got my love. Mírala, que linda. Till the end of time. Till the end of time.
Radiates a pool of wine, and I'd be a fool to want another love. You draw me close, and I'm like a child, desperate for your love, desperate for your love, and I gotta surrender. I gotta surrender. I gotta surrender. I gotta surrender.
control. I'll never be what I was. 'Cause it's something about your love and I gotta surrender to these blows, to my soul. I'm out of my control. I'll never be what I was. 'Cause it's something about your love and I gotta surrender. Gotta surrender. The quest to find myself has ended here at your feet as I wipe away my tears. And I find myself getting dizzy when you kiss me with your words. And I want you back, and I gotta surrender. Gotta surrender. I 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 gotta surrender. Whoa. To these blows, to my soul, to your love. I'm out of my control. I'll never be what I was. 'Cause it's something about your love and I gotta surrender. I'll never be that girl again, and I'm never gonna breathe the same since your light brought me back from the dead. Whoa. Tell me what else can I do but surrender my life to you? Tell me what else can I do but surrender my love to you? I gotta surrender. Your heart radiates a pool of warmth, and I'd be a fool to want another love. You draw me close, and I'm like a child, desperate for your love, desperate for your love. Jesus, I'm desperate for your love.
And that was Surrender by Through the Night on Corner Cafe. And we're going to go to a break, but we'll be right back with the man on the corner and all things entertainment, giving us more information about Priceless.
Yes.
And also for King and Country coming to Colorado Springs. So stay tuned.
Destiny Connections and KLDC presents the Men of Gospel Dinner and Concert, Sunday, November 13th at 5 p.m. at the Soil Dove in Denver. This night will feature top-of-the-line artists and house band. Featured artists include singer Rico Wynn, rapper Tyrone Crawford, and comedian Dwayne Brown. And the house band includes Michael Williams on keyboards, Elijah Fleeks on drums, Gregory Goodlow on lead guitar, and Kyle Smith holding it down on the bass. All of this for $40 in advance and $45 at the door. For ticket information, call 720-569-5049. 720-569-5049. That's the Men of Gospel Dinner and Concert, Sunday, November 13th at the Soil Dove in Denver.
If you were having problems with a piece of software, a lot of people might start offering advice. But if the person who wrote the code appeared, you wouldn't need all those other opinions. You'd listen to the designer explain the way the software is supposed to work. Well, that's just a small picture of God's ability to choose what's best for our lives. He designed us, and He knows how we're supposed to function. If you're a woman, He created you to be a woman. He created men to be men. This was no accident, but part of a good plan. Because God's the designer, we need Him to show us how life is supposed to work. We need to find out what role He wants us to play and what actions He wants us to take. The Bible is the instruction manual that shows us how He intended it all to work. Things work best when they function according to their design. And when we function according to our design, God is glorified. With Seeking Him, I'm Nancy DeMoss Wagamuth.
Welcome back to Corner Cafe, where we share the heart and story of an artist. And once again, we were just thrilled to have Joel Smallbone on the cafe. What a great guy.
Incredible guy.
Priceless. Wow, I just can't say enough how the listeners need to go out, get tickets, and see this film. It is life-changing, very well acted. It's not the Christian fluff that we're used to, which is good. Talking about a serious topic. And, you know, for a long time, Jamie, I've wanted to partner with a sex trafficking organization for my business and for Corner Cafe, but I've been putting it off. And I think, quite honestly, it's just because it's, you know, so overwhelming. And you think, how can I truly help?
Yeah, what my small efforts can do, well, your efforts compounded on other efforts makes it a big situation where everybody starts getting involved. So I think it's a tremendous movie, and I think it's for a tremendous cause. And so I would encourage everyone to get a part of that. It's going to be a beautiful thing, to be a blessing to so many young girls out there, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and you know, slavery, we think, oh, not in our country. Well, yes, it is in the United States.
Absolutely.
You know, people being taken against their will, kidnapped and whatnot, lied to, deceived. So go to pricelessthemovie.com, pricelessthemovie.com, and actually on that website, people can type in their zip code and find out where the movie is going to be featured at the local theaters there.
Absolutely, and it's in theaters right now. Once again, Rachel and I have already seen it. It is a great movie. Get out there and support and be a blessing to Joel Smallbone and also the ministry that God has given him. It's going to be awesome.
Right, and Jamie, you have more information about their concert coming up as well in Colorado Springs for Christmas.
Absolutely, December 13th.
Yeah.
Colorado Springs for King and Country are going to be out there, as well as we will be out there being a support, rather, to that great event. So I'm thrilled about it. I'm excited. Obviously, Joel Smallbone's going to be there with his entire crew, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. What better way to celebrate Christmas with them, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, that's December 13th at the World Arena in Colorado Springs. So get out there, get your tickets, go to the website, and hey, see us out there. We'll see you.
Yeah. And Jamie, do you have a tip of the week?
Tip of the week. Yes, you know what? This has been my tip of the week probably for the last few weeks, and it's very simple, but yet probably the most powerful for our season right now. Get out and vote. November 8th. Get out there and vote. And I don't know if you voted or not, because I'll see if your little sticker on your the little American flag on your lapel or your chest there. So get out there and vote. That's my tip of the week, and I haven't strayed from that tip of the week since the last few weeks. So get out there and vote.
Nice, I like it. Well, thanks for tuning into the cafe. We're going to leave you with a song. I must be like getting the travel bug or whatnot, but we're going to leave you with Annie Brooks with one of my favorites, Bribe Me with London. Anybody can bribe me with London, hey.
I'll go on that trip too.
All right. We'll see you at the cafe next week.
When I was young, I would go so far as to run a mile for a chocolate bar. But now not even gold or silk would do you well to bribe my will. But you can bribe me with London. You can tempt me with this. If you bribe me with London, babe, I can't resist, no. Cobblestone and a trailing kite, say I'm far from home. I say that's alright. Put me on a boat in the big blue sea. Tell the postman and hide the keys. Let's spend the day in New Delhi. We'll wear cashmere coats and read magazines. You'll catch catch me whistling Hey Jude under a big umbrella in Liverpool. Cause you can bribe me with London, you can tempt me with this. If you bribe me with London, babe, I can't resist. Palm Wander Vineyards here with me, La Dolce Vita in Sicily. Ooh, I wish I could be a cloud, I would sail the world and swoop on down. Let's sit in Lisbon in a street cafe, dip our toes in the ocean off Marseille. You know this world is a miracle. I wanna jump on in and see it all. Cause you can bribe me with London, you can tempt me with this. If you bribe me with London, babe, I can't resist. You can bribe me with London, you can tempt me with this. If you bribe me with London, babe, I can't resist, no. Memories scattered in my mind. I need somewhere to go and unwind. Won't somebody listen to what I have to say? We can